Hello, beautiful souls. This is Vanita Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion, bringing you guys in this week's pep talk and empowerment. This is a topic that I've been actually wanting to talk about on YouTube, though I've actually written an article, so I'll actually link that as well in the description box. So today's topic is twin flames and light work. I know many of you are thinking about what type of light work you need to do in your twin flame mission. If you are a twin flame, you are aware that you need to contribute in some way. So hopefully in this video, some of you will get some insight on how to navigate your mission work. So we'll dive deep into this. But before we actually do this, let's hit it. Welcome back. For those that are new to this channel, welcome. Please do not forget to hit like, share and subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell for any future videos so that you do not miss any of my videos. I have guided meditations, some twin flame collective readings, as well as of course the biggest one that I upload is on the pep talk empowerment series. So you may want to check out the rest of the topics and see what else you need to know or what resonates with you. Now, for those that are looking to book any private sessions with me, you can do that directly from the link in the description box. You can book directly from there, as well as I want to add that 10% of Twinflameunion sales also go to charity as well. So you are also contributing on a good way if you are purchasing any of my products. So without further ado, it's been a while. I haven't actually come on camera. I've just been really busy. For those that are my regulars, I apologize for that. I know that you guys are very ardent viewers and you actually like the topics that I tell or talk about because it actually helps in your journey and in your healing. I've just been really busy, and I wrote a 3-part series on this article that really took a toll on me because I actually had to, though I usually with channel writing, and that's one of the topics that I'll talk about, you sort of know what you are going to write about, but you still have to do a lot of back-end research and make sure that the content that you're putting is somewhat, believable, or otherwise it just looks not authentic. So there is a lot of research that goes into some of the articles that everybody puts out on the internet. And I always say that at the end of the day, if you are resonating with somebody's work, is because you are tuned into that energy. And this is the entire this is what the topic is of today's anyway, so we will talk about that in various ways and how you can actually discern what sort of information is correct to you and your journey. At the end of the day, it's no wrong or right reasons for it, because there's a lot of people that will not resonate with my work, and that's okay. I don't take that personally because it's not their journey. It's not where they are in their soul's journey, and whether they actually resonate with it down the road, who is to say? And I'm just way too busy to actually think about all of that stuff. But for those that do resonate with my work, it's because you are aligned with my energy and you are at that stage of your journey where a lot of my stuff will make sense. And I always say this, that teachers always teach based on their own ascended level, their level of consciousness, and where they are in their soul's journey at that time. So, and I also want to add that teachers will come and go, and your muses will come and go, because anybody that's out there, from people like Bob Proctor to Oprah Winfrey to any of the biggest collectives here on YouTube or otherwise in the internet and the social media that are doing their light work or their mission work, they all have their muses that they actually, or their teachers, their gurus that they've actually followed or have gotten sort of like their encouragement to do whatever that they want. So we all have it, and I actually do. I'm no different from anybody else. So it just goes to show that everything, when we talk about energy, we this is what we say, everything is energy. And it's like when you actually start applying that in your soul's journey or in your life purpose, you actually see that time after time, how energy just is so fluid, and how it actually connects to everything. Everything is interconnected. So so that's a little insight for those that are beginners and they didn't realize that that was the case. It's quite unique actually when you think about it, as well as it's fascinating, because this is why we, when I say we, a lot of people that are on YouTube or are doing their mission work, they're always talking about, and you've actually even heard it if you're in some sort of pages and forums and whatever have you, everybody says stay positive. And there's a reason for it, because the more positive you are in your life, the more you positivity you will attract, because everything is that energy. So so today's topic, I have little notes written here, so if you see me look down, that's what it is. We are talking about twin flames and light work. Now I want to say that in the beginning of my mission, I'm going to rewind that a little bit before. Let's just say in the beginning of my awakening, I knew about light workers, but I quite couldn't understand it. And it took me 3.5 years to understand it the way that I actually now teach it. So, and I think that a lot of you will resonate it. It took me that long to actually understand it, because a lot of times there's a false misconception on that as well. People think that those that are spiritual healers and readers, or mainly spiritual readers or spiritual gurus, they are the only ones that are light workers. And it really isn't. And I'll actually go deep into why I say that, because not everybody, let's face it, around you, not everybody is a reader, not everybody is a healer, right? And you may not be. You may be actually doing your light work mission, or however way you're contributing to something to the world in some way. So we'll talk about that in a little bit here. But I just want to say that everybody has their version of it, and I of course came up with this because this is the one that made sense to me the most, so I wrote about that. And it's a false misconception again that all twin flames are light workers, because that is not the case either. You have to be a light worker to, just because you're awakened does not mean that you are automatically doing light work. So the biggest thing that I want to convey about light work is that you need to be serving something or contributing something to the world. And whether you live in love and light and in high vibe, that's one of the factor. But if you're not making any difference in a big way, you may not be a light worker. And we'll go into that, we'll break it down, because I also want to say, having said that, a lot of people are also doing light work based on their jobs. So that's why I want to bring that up, because especially during the pandemic, a lot of essential workers were still working, and they were still trying to stay safe, as well as do their contribution to the world while they made money. So that's, before you click this channel off thinking that what the heck am I talking about. I just want to say that that's going to be a part of it as well. So you know how you're actually doing this, because my whole point of this with this video is to make you think about yourself and how you are contributing, because a lot of times I've had this many times where clients have come to me and they've had a reading or a healing session with somebody, and they pointed out to them that they're light workers, but they're confused because they think that, okay, do I need to become a healer? I don't even know how to heal, and they get a little panicky on that. So this is why I want to actually point out the jobs that you focus on, the jobs that you are actually currently doing, you know, however way you're earning a living, because most likely you are actually serving the community in a very big way and you don't even know it. So that's the whole point of this video, because I think that a lot of people are confusing light work as just being healers, readers, and coaches and stuff like that, and it doesn't have to be, because you know, however way you're providing a service and however way you are making a difference, you know, you are definitely contributing to the society, and we definitely need you, because without all these things the world will not go on, right? So just think about it on a very deep level here. So just wanted to point that out. So yeah, we'll dive into the first topic. I'll tell you, the first thing that I'll tell you about is myself and how I came into the this light work mission stuff for the collectives, because like all of majority of the people that I interacted with, or it's confusing, because I didn't, to be honest with you, I didn't think that I was a light worker, because to me, light worker was somebody that was on a higher mission work, like Dalai Lama or the Pope, or you know, some priest and that kind of stuff. That was my assumption of it, and reason why being because at the end of the day, I wasn't born in a spiritual community. I wasn't spiritual. I was religious, but not spiritual. And during my awakening, I learned a lot, and I know that a lot of you. It was the same thing. Once you got awakened to your journey, once you got awakened that you're twin flame, then you started looking for other answers, and I was like that too. So yeah, and I've been doing my mission work for 2.5 years, hands down, full time. And I want to also say that this is full time as well as I have a full time job, because at the end of the day, I have to do it both ways, because the kind of lifestyle that I live in, in today's time, there's no way that my spiritual income can actually provide that sort of thing for my lifestyle or whatever have you. So you have to kind of just and I'm gonna go over that as well, because some of you are wanting to step into your mission, and I'll go over how you may want to actually execute that. So because a lot of you also have your full-time job, and how you can actually incorporate that into your mission work. So yeah, it is for now, it's been hard, because I have to do this efficiently and fluently on both sides, and then as well as have some sort of a fun life as well with my friends and family. And this is why, as much as I love everybody here in the collectives, people know that I keep my distance from my clients and from the spiritual community, because I need to have that balance where I can just shut that off whenever I want to, and just relax with my friends and family. So yeah, I don't make friends. I try to keep that that balance, because that's, otherwise I'm gonna go crazy because there's only so much of all that stuff you can do day in, day out, and then you get tired. So yeah, and if you're not, I want to say that for those that are watching this, they will resonate with this 100%, because you have to kind of guard your energy at the same time too, because it's very tiring. It's very tiring to have your own ascension, deal with your own twin flame, and then deal with all the highs and lows of the journey, as well as do the mission work, do the full-time job to sustain your lifestyle. Right? And then your friends and family. So if you have children, then you've got it's game over. You have more stuff to do and deal with, right? So I'm just saying that there's just so many things like that that people try to balance, and I'm not the only one. I'm pretty sure you all do. And just be proud of yourself that you are managing so many things at the same time. It's not easy, and nobody said that this journey was easy. Nobody said that this task was easy, but you are doing it, aren't you? And you haven't lost your marbles yet. So just be proud of the fact that you are actually hanging on and doing what you can. So, and that's at the end of the day, you can't, I want to point this out first and foremost on a lot of people that are trying to compare themselves with other people. Do not do that, because your capability may be different from somebody else. So keep that in mind. You can only do what you physically can do and what you are capable of, mentally, emotionally, and however way, even with your health. And because some people even have challenges with their health, you do what you need to do at the best pace as you can. There is no rush to it, right? So don't look at others and what they are doing, because that's not gonna really give you much comfort. So you do things in your pace, however way that is aligning with you in your path. So in my case, I had a wrong, not even wrong, I won't say that, but that was my opinion of it at that time, right? Because as I'm growing, I'm also teaching according to that, right? I mean, I'm a student first, then a teacher. And a lot of times, people think that those that are teachers, they're not students. They definitely are. It doesn't, we're not better than anybody else, right? We are still learning, and we are carving our own life and understanding it in a deeper way, just like everybody else. And then at the end of the day, we also have to teach it. So, and teachers also have to live by example. So it's a little task that it's not for everybody, for sure. And unfortunately, there is no stopping to it too, because I remember when I started getting downloads, and I found the first time that I had joined the community, I found that I had so many answers, and I really compared it to the rest. And this was just because I just knew, something's up here. Something was brewing in the background by my higher self and my guides and my team, right? So I found that I was doing a lot of answer, like I was just giving them more insights and answers, and I knew so much, and I didn't know how I knew so much. And that's another thing. A lot of these people that are going into their mission work spiritually, if you are meant and destined, it's part of your soul journey and your soul purpose to provide a mission to the collectives or to the spiritual community, you will get those kind of downloads, and you'll notice all these things, and you'll know when you are getting prepared for it. It's just crazy how that works. So yeah, I was starting to get like downloads and signs and things, and that's another thing that people, when you see signs and things, you have to really, really figure out why you're receiving some of the things. This is why I say keep a journal for those that are my regular followers, because you need to document all that stuff, because you just don't know how that's going to roll out in the future. And it's just your way, your soul is carving you to something bigger and better, so you need to know what that is. So anyways, yeah, I started noticing it, and I didn't think much of it till it started unfolding for me. And I had a reading, and in the reading I was told that the things that I sometimes, and I've only gone religiously to this one person, and I talk very highly of her. She's a friend of mine, and she's really good, and I managed to get so many insights from her as I was going along with my mission. And sometimes you need that confirmation. So anyhow, I went to her for the first time, and this is what she said, that oh yeah, you're gonna be opening something via social media, and you're gonna actually be doing this in reality. And at that time I didn't. I didn't have anything up, and I just thought that she was losing her marbles, and Archangel Michael, who she channels with, thought that he was losing his marbles too. Like, how am I supposed to do that? Lord or behold, 3 weeks later, I ended up actually opening up my Facebook page, and from there, I opened up the Facebook group. Links are all in the description for those that don't know which ones they are. And from there, my group just basically grew. I spent a lot of time for the first year just doing the group work. And the reason why being because here I was getting geared to become a teacher, but not being born in a spiritual community, not knowing anything about spiritualism, which was very, very different from religious things, religious organizations that you are born in, or I was born a Hindu, and then I converted to Christianism in a little phase of my life, but then I actually ended up at this point I follow both because I like some aspects of the religion, so I do follow both. But yeah, I just kind of went from there, and I didn't want to, one thing I was sure of, and that was that I did not want to be just a YouTube tarot card reader. I knew a lot of people were doing that, and though I knew how to read cards, you know that I do that for those that are my regular viewers, and I'm very good at it, but I just didn't want to just be doing that because it's a phase. And I'm going to tell you why, because when I got awakened to my twin flame journey, and then I was dealing with my catalyst, and then my real twin flame, it's a phase. The tarot card reading, watching on YouTube is all a phase, because in the beginning stages of your journey, that's all you'll be listening to, because you're so so caught up with the outcome, right? The outcome that these days, when you hear it within the spiritual community, as well as the teachers and gurus, they'll always tell you, do not get attached to the outcome. But I was there too, so that's why I understand everybody's journey, and there are different phases, because of course I had the same phase that I went through, right? So yeah, I stopped watching those. I want to say 1.5 years into it, because that's when I actually realized that it's just a waste of my own time when I could be actually looking into my actual healing. And truth be told, when you're actually focusing on your healing and focusing on yourself, you don't have the energy to do that, and that's what I found. I was gearing away from all of that, but during that phase, I never say that phases are bad, because during that time I learned from the ones that were doing it. I learned how to interpret cards, right? Because everybody has their own way of interpreting the cards. So I learned how to do that. And in the process, I met some really good readers that I actually purchased from. So I've done that. I've done, I do believe in readings. I'm not going to say that the one-on-one reading is better than checking out their, the general reading, because sometimes it's just general, and a lot of readings that, to be honest with you, this is just me being raw here and telling you how I feel. Every reading that I found, almost every time, it's always talking about the karmic, right? The karmic meaning that your twin flame is with somebody else. So it was never my case with my actual twin flame. So whenever I get that, it's like, okay, I gotta click this off, because I don't invite that energy. It's I know he hasn't had somebody else, and neither have I. So why should I? That just that aspect really just turned me off, about the general reading and all that. But whenever I got my personal reading, of course, it would never show up in there, because, that's not our energy, right? So I just want to say that don't take what resonates always from those readings. If that is your situation, that's what it is, but it's not everybody's situation, right? So you just have to kind of pick and sift through what it applies into your situation, because you're going to realize that these readers are channeling so many energies, right? So it's not just yours. It's more better when you are actually aligned with a reader, and you actually get a one-on-one reading. So it was a phase, and yeah, I find that a lot of collectors will agree with this, that's also a phase, and you find that after a while you just want to do more than just, you know, look at tarot card readings and what have you. And it's it gets addictive. I want to say that it does, because I've been there. Like I said, you know, I'm you guys, right? So I've been there. So yeah, it took me a while to just understand the entire journey. And then I started writing some little articles, which were not much. And then come last year, that's when I actually started putting all that stuff. I built a website. I put all that. I ported all my little articles. I wrote it into actual articles, because they were just little posts. They were not much. I went through those and actually through those articles in the website and build the website. And you know, so I had the content and I was already doing all that work. So it took a lot of work to just even port it and do all that stuff. But I want to say that thank you for the viewers, thank you for the support, thank you for everybody that's reading my blogs, that are resonating with it. In today's time, I cannot believe it that my blogs, I get about 10,000 hits into my website. People are reading my blogs and it's resonating. And the beautiful part about that, I always love listening to this. So in gratitude always to you guys, I always get feedbacks from the readers saying that I'm one of the few. When I hear that, I love it. I'm one of the few that is making sense to them in their journey, and you know, in the internet or in the community. So thank you. I am very humbled, and you guys give me the drive. You guys give me the you know, the hope to just keep going. And as long as there's an audience, as long as even if I'm changing, you know, one person's life, two persons' lives, I'm doing something great. So, and I know that I've changed thousands. So yeah, it's and my YouTube is not doing as well as my group has or my blogs are, but I don't even take that as anything, because I'm so new into YouTube. It was a phase, because I wanted to make sure that I don't just come and disappear, which I want to bring up as well, is that a lot of in this 3 years that I have known, a lot of people have come and gone that have served their mission, got burnt out after a year and a half, and they disappeared. So that's the last thing that you want to do, is you know, to do that. Take your time. So if there's people out there that are thinking of their mission work in some way, just allow all of this you know, downloads and the energy and preparation, because it is preparing you into your mission work, but you don't want to be rushing into it. And that's the thing. This is why I didn't open up my YouTube channel 2.5 years ago and become a reader, because that was not something that I wanted to do. I wanted to do more than that for the collectives, and it took me that long to gear myself, to prepare myself to the point where I can actually give you guys some decent, you know, some content for you to take home to your journey and apply that in your life, right? So yeah, it's all phases. And yeah, I remember that, like I said, I've gone to this reader now a few times, and she said that 1.5 years ago, she actually, you know, through Michael, she said, I'm being told that you are, you know, Michael is telling you, because this is something that I had to gain the confidence as well. And actually through her, he told me, you are a light worker. And because before that, I didn't think that I was, though I was doing it, you know, my assumption of light workers was something a little bit more greater than just doing what I was doing. And I didn't think that I was worthy of catching that title, because you know, I took it very seriously, and it was just my thing. And I was stunned, because you know, here I didn't think that I actually could hold that title. And yeah, it was nice to know that I actually was told by Michael that yes, you are. And you know, you and I also want to say that whatever you do, you always have support from your team, right? So yeah, that was my story, and it just went from there. The last time I had a reading was last year in, I want to say November-ish, because like I said, I've gone so many times now in different phases. And I was just thinking it in my mind, this is how they work for me. I was thinking in my mind that I need to now start gearing up for my twin flame union program, as well as teaching in a bigger way, doing some classes and what have you. And that started to roll out a little bit now. I actually by end of June there will be a couple of courses that will be there in my website. So yeah, stuff like that. I just but again, I don't want to rush into all these things because I have to take time so that I can provide some quality work and not just build anything. I want to make sure that the programs that I build is something that's gonna when you're taking it with you, you're learning it through that, you are actually getting more than what you pay for, sort of thing. So anyways, I got the confirmation on that, and like I said, I had already thought of it in my mind, but it didn't roll out. And yeah, I was told by Michael through her that it's a go, we're with you, just do it. So it's been a crazy journey that way, and these are some of the stories that you guys will also have. It's not just me. I know that everybody has their story and they're just as special. So yeah, you wanna take time with your mission works. Now this is just the people that I'm talking about that are meant to be healers and coaches and whatever have you in the spiritual community. I'm mainly talking about these guys here, in this round here, but there's going to be a few more that I'll go over, which ones you'll have to kind of figure out. So yeah, if you are doing your spiritual healing, you are gearing for it, you are taking some programs and courses, those things will aid you in it, and know that your team is supporting you. Do not rush into it. Just allow the downloads to happen, and the spirit will show you what you need to do. And it may not be something that you sort of will have an idea, but give it time. It may not be right away that you'll actually know something like that. It's gonna roll slowly. So if you're meant to be a healer, you'll start noticing that you can heal your pets, you can heal your friends and family. So that's how I actually learned. I learned that I can be a healer when I started healing my cat. And she could take my healing no problem, and that's when I actually realized that I can actually heal. And then I started healing my family and I realized that I could do healing. And it's because when I started doing my own spiritual alchemy, where I was going back and healing, going through a lot of healing, I found that a lot of again, this is why I say that energy is fluid, because you'll find that once you're healing with various healers, your own gifts will start to emerge from that. And how that works is when you like I said, energy is fluid. So a lot of times when you're working with various healers, and what will happen is that their energy will start to transfer into yours, as well as you may have very well been a healer in past lives. And once you start removing, sort of like an onion, right? When you start removing some of the peels and layers, you actually start reaching the core of when you are actually becoming the authentic version of who you're supposed to be. Then what ends up happening is you start removing all these barriers that are there in layers, and you actually become a healer as well, because chances are that you are probably a healer in past lives. So all those gifts also start to show up. And I know that in my case, I was told that my twin flame is also a healer, like an energy healer, and in real life he's not doing any of that stuff. So I want to say, and it happened to me because I got the download and I actually checked on it, and it was true. but it could be different for everybody else. I know that this was about 2 years ago when I actually received a lot of his healing energies as well. You know, you are at the same vibrational, you know, you share the same I can't talk. You are sharing the same vibrational alignment, and when you are in the same alignment through your healing and through your work, you know, you start to exchange some of these gifts, and in my case it worked out that way. So I just want to say that keep that in mind as well. So because yeah, in reality he's you know, I don't think he's a healer, or I don't think he's done any of the healing work of, you know, like with people, or became a healer in any way, because yeah, that's just it's just, I don't see him doing that. But you know, because I was already out there doing my mission work, a lot of those things actually ended up happening to me, where I actually got the download and I received some of his healing energies, you know. So so that could very well be the case as well. So just never know. This journey is interesting in many ways. So so yeah, and I know that I worked with one of the healers where she's told me this before, and I can see this in my own situation, because you know, who you go to for your spiritual healing, don't be surprised when you start getting some of their juices, because that's what it is. And she used to tell me that there is nothing that she cannot tap into. There's no energy, there's no frequency that she cannot tap into as a healer. So, and I found that the reason why I became so versatile, you know, as a healer and I can actually tap into a lot of things, a lot of frequencies. So this is why I'm just not one thing, right? So if that makes sense, because I worked with different people, and you know, each time I've actually been able to take a juice from somebody or the other. In fact, the medium, the reader that I talk about, I actually got some of her own juice as well, because I won't say that I'm a medium, because that's a very unique gift. And in medium is not somebody that's going to be channeling tarot cards and, you know, divination tools and stuff like that. Medium is somebody that can actually connect with the higher beings, or the spirits and stuff like that, and be able to communicate it that way. They don't use divination tools. So a real medium anyways, you know. So and she's like that. So, and there's a lot of times when I pick up something, and in fact, you know, in my healing sessions with clients, I don't know what I do, what kind of portal I open up. There has been people from the other side that have shown up in our healing sessions, like my healing sessions with the clients, where they actually connect with these kind of things. So, you know, and it's usually their loved ones or whatever have you. And I don't talk about those kind of things too much, because anything that happens between me and my clients, those are all confidential. So I don't share too much information on that, but I do open up something during that time, a portal where they can actually come in and they get the healing that way as well. So, and it's happened to me, it's happened to my clients during my sessions many times, enough to know that there is a little bit of medium work that I do, but I still don't claim myself to be one, because it's a different kind of gift. So, and there's things that I will sense, and for people that are on my one-on-one clients, and I always tell them to go back to this particular friend of mine, and you know, and I don't tell her what the reading's supposed to be. I don't tell her any information, but when they go, they get some sort of confirmation as well. So yeah, it just goes to show that, you know, you can be just not one thing. You can be a few things, and you know, you use your gifts accordingly, right? So yeah, so you want to make sure that you know, you are paying attention to that. Also, I want to say it's very important to and this is for everybody that's listening to this, to make sure that you're grounding your energy. You guys know this. I know there's enough information out there in social communities, as well as I talk about this. Make sure that, you know, you are protecting your energy. I do have a daily grounding meditation prayer. This quick one, it's got a timestamp on it, so you can skip through the intro and just dive into it. It takes about 5 minutes. do that protection circle, because you should do that all the time. There's ways that you can protect yourself, and I talk about that a lot of times in my blogs. I've got actually blogs written on it. I talk about salt clearing and all that sort of thing that you can do daily. So yeah, do foot soaks, do all those kind of things, wear crystals. Ask the angelic beings to give you support on that, because you, as an empath, you will pick up bad energies, right? And energy is fluid. You can't stop that. It's the way that it is. But at least try to protect yourself and try to stay away from negativity. A lot of times, in my case, that has happened, and it continues to happen, where if I'm not in alignment with somebody, the universe will do a force cut. And I don't like it, because I don't cut people off like that, but it just gives you a force cut, and that's what it is. So I've seen that happen to me many times, and I know that it happens to you guys as well. It is what it is, but it'll also align you with the proper people down the future too. So just stay positive, be grateful, and stay optimistic on that. So these are some of the things that I want to say is the for those that are planning to do this kind of things for their mission work. I also want to say, practice good business ethics. A lot of my own clients are repeated clients, and there's a reason why they come back, because they trust me. I in fact used to recommend, I took that out last month, where I started getting feedbacks from my clients where they thought that whoever I'm recommending, they'll get the same kind of service from them as they get from me. And I'm only me, so I can only guarantee my work and my services. I can't guarantee what happens to other people, so I just took that off, because I don't like hearing negative feedbacks, and it's just not something that I feel. Money is hard to come by, and when people get disappointed, it's hard to take that, because I care, right? So and unfortunately, for people that had bad experiences, it is what it is. But in my case, I've never had bad experiences, so really channel that information when you are booking with people within the community, to make sure that they are going to give you your money's worth, whatever that is, right? So yeah, business ethics is something that everybody should have. Try to be honest with what you're doing. Be mindful of that. And then at the end of the day, I also want to say that keep your, I can only talk about me, because I don't want to go into other people and what they're doing. And that's another thing I want to first and foremost say, that the last maybe 6 months, I do not know what I don't even know who's out there these days doing their mission work, or who are the collectives that are actually stepping into their twin flame mission or their light work mission. Because one thing, and I will say this about everybody that's out here doing this, YouTube, whether they have Facebook groups or they have websites and stuff like that, I want to say almost all of us that are out there, we do not know anybody's work. And people don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what people are doing. The reason why being is because you are so focused on what you are doing that you don't have time to see what other people are doing. And that's something that I just want to say is the case. And it has been like that for about a year or so, where I haven't had time to really look at what other people are doing in their mission work, and even for the last 3 months, even more so now, because I actually left. I used to be in a lot of like groups and stuff like that. I left that about a year and a half ago, I want to say, because you don't want influences. You want to just focus on your own work, and that's like that with everybody. I want to say it's not just me, where we are just focusing on what we need to do, and we are channeling energies. So it takes a lot of toll, right? As viewers, you may have my channel is probably not the only one that you're watching. That's okay. You do what you need to do, but I know that as light workers, for us, we do not know what other people are offering, what people are selling, or what they're healing. We have no idea. So we have our own journey, and then we got to do our own mission work. So for that, we don't have that kind of time. So I just wanted to point that out. So in my case, I want to say that I kept my prices reasonable, because that was something that I wanted to make sure, is that I didn't want to keep prices where, see, this is where it gets a little tricky, because you have to do your price shopping, and there is no such thing as, sometimes I say that, that you get what you pay for, but at the same time, if somebody's giving you a $30 reading and somebody's providing a $100 reading, I've done both. I actually look at the person that's providing it and how good they are. So I just want to say that as well. If you're drawn to a person, you're drawn to their work, and if you can afford, their prices, that's fine. But if you can't, then do look around and see who's giving you the best deal, right? So, and I do that too. It's not just you guys are doing that, because I do the same thing. And I want to also say, in my case, I kept my prices reasonable, because at the end of the day, whatever I can pay to other healers and readers and whatever, and I've done that. Actually, my prices are okay, because I've actually spent more money on my own sessions, but what I'm trying to say is that if I am, I can't be charging somebody insane amount of money, and then I go and look for, cheaper healers and stuff like that, right? So that's sort of my outlook on this. So, and everybody's different. You have to, as buyers, you have to kind of see what that is. So for those that are starting off your mission work, you may want to keep your prices as best as you can to make it affordable, because this is something like the spiritual work that people are doing. It's not covered by the by your healthcare providers, your insurance coverage and what have you. So people are spending it out of their own pocket. So yeah, try to keep the prices a tad bit reasonable, as opposed to charging somebody insane amount of money, because that's it's just not reasonable. So, but again, if you're charging and people are paying for it, then so be it, right? It's worth it then, right? So you just have to figure out what those prices are for yourself, because I can't tell you what they are. You have to kind of do that on your own and figure it out. So just make sure that you are keeping good business ethics, whatever that is. And I want to say that for those that are trying to do their mission work, it's not an overnight process, because it takes a while to build your clients and build the trust. So you may want to hang on to your day job, because it's not one of those things that you can just roll through and you do well. It didn't help that people didn't do well during this pandemic. From last year, a lot of people lost their jobs, so hang in there. It's getting better now. People are getting the vaccines, so a lot of people are returning back to work. It was a tough times for a lot of people that lost their jobs and got laid off, and they were just surviving, right? Barely surviving, because at the end of the day, people spend money when they have money, and when they don't have money, then that's just the way it is. It's hard to, money is energy. It is current, and this is why it's called currency. So it is in flow and in motion always. So yeah, I mean, those are phases, but down the road, a year, 2 years down the road, it'll pick up. So just be patient for those that are trying to set up businesses. It's gonna pick up, and you'll get there. So the money is there. It's just that, yeah, you have to be patient with it, and don't give up. Just do everything in the best of your intentions, and do not burn out, because like I said, it's hard not to burn out. And I want to say, I know I'm talking a lot about the people that are doing the mission work, it's because it is what it is. I will go over the rest of you guys, don't worry. Give me patience. patience, people. Because I already noticed it's like 45 minutes into it. I'm still talking about, you guys here. So I also want to say that as you are stepping into your mission and you're dealing with public, you will get all sorts of people, and you have to have a very, very thick skin. And it's very important because it's been hard in the beginning for me as well, and I had to think about it this way, that it's I didn't have to take it personally. So the reason why I say that is because a lot of times we all are wounded, right? We all are wounded. I'm wounded, you are wounded, but there's some people that are more wounded, and a lot of times their wounds or their wounding will come, well, they will come as a wrath, and they will just say stuff to you, and they'll talk about you personally, they'll judge you and all that sort of thing, they'll judge your connection. I'm just saying that if that is going to happen, just breathe through it, because it's and as you get better and better dealing with public and being famous or being a celebrity, and then I have to do my programming as well, because I have a newfound respect for people that are in the public eye, like the celebrities, because they get a lot of wrath from the public, and I now respect, and I know now why they detach from those kind of things, and you detach. So that's what it is. You start to detach, and if somebody says something to you, you don't go back and do that. You'll have trollers. You'll have trolls that will come on your channel. They'll find you and they will tell you stuff. That's another thing. The good part about the light workers, we don't go around finding people. People come to you, they're drawn to you, but you also, just like in life, you draw good people, you'll also draw some negative people as well. So breathe through it. I know it's not easy, and you will get people that will judge you, they will judge your work, and they will condemn it. It's part of the bundle. So, and you're not going to be pleasing everybody. Just breathe through it. It's okay. It's as long as you're not taking it personally. So you'll be fine. But yeah, it's the part that you don't enjoy about the job. But when you start listening to other people around you that are positive, that you're making a positive change to, and just helping them in some way, you can't put a price to that, and that is very gratifying to know. So yeah, it is what it is. I just want to say it's part of the mission work, so just hang in there on that one. So now that was my pep talk on the people that are actually going to be healers, and that are trying to be coaches and readers or whatever have you. It's those were you guys. Now, for the rest of you that are none of that, now I want you to go into, just think about it for a second. This is what Bob Proctor says, that in order to make money, you need to provide some sort of service. And that's what it is. If you're out there serving the community in some way, right, providing some sort of service, that could be being a cashier at a supermarket, cleaning bathrooms, right? No job is less than the other. Think about it for a second. You may not be a dishwasher, in a restaurant. You may not be a cleaner in that's mopping floors and cleaning toilets. But think about that. If they didn't do what they did, how would that place look? You going there to use the facility, right? Don't you appreciate somebody's done that, and they're getting paid for it? So as long as you're not stealing and you're making a conscious income, a very honest income, no job is less than the other, I want to say. So when you're looking at your own job and you're actually providing some sort of service, just think for a second, just how are you improving lives through your work? Yeah, you're getting paid for it, but then all these people that even the light workers, they're getting paid for it too. There is no such thing as doing free work, because at the end of the day, we all have to pay our bills. We all have to pay for everything. I mean, in my case, I have a person that runs my website. I have a person that actually, same person, does all my YouTube, rendering and putting everything together so that you guys get it. With a full-time job and whatever I do, I don't have the time to do the back end stuff. So yeah, I'm paying somebody for all that stuff too. So it just goes to show that all that stuff costs money, right? I mean, if I wasn't making the money, then I wouldn't be able to do that, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. We all have to pay for things, and that's nothing's free. So do not be ashamed of asking money for your services, your time. Your time is your time. You're not obligated to give things to free, give your services for free. You have to pay for your own bills. You have to put food on your table. You need to provide shelter. You need to provide shelter for your children if you have them, or your pets, right? Whatever have you. You have to still live in a society, right? If you are invited to a birthday party, you have to go and find a nice present for them. All that stuff. Like, that's just life. That's just living. You have to still pay for transportation. So that's what it is. If people are going to work, there's no such thing as somebody going to work and not getting a paycheck. What does that mean, right? Why would they go and spend 40 hours a week, 80 hours every 2 weeks, 160 hours a month trying to make a living? That would make no sense. Would they have that kind of time to go there and do that for free? Nobody does. It's not real. So those that are giving you flack for wanting free services of you, you turn back and say the same thing. It works both ways. Same thing if you are providing a service. Let's just say you're a hairdresser and your friends and family want to get a nice color or a cut from you. Now, it goes both ways, and if you feel that once in a while, if you want to give something free, it's fine. But try not to have people take advantage of your goodness as well, especially if you're not getting anything in return, right? If favors go both ways, right? So just because you are a hairdresser or you're a nail artist doesn't mean that you are obligated to give free services to people, that sort of thing. So just just take pride in your work and take pride in your time, right? You need to put value to your time, and your value, the only time you can actually put value to your time would be when you're actually you are actually charging people, or you're actually realizing the value of the money, because that's what it is, right? You want to do that, and you do the same thing for people as well. So yeah, if you are providing any kind of services through your work, getting paid, look at it this way: how you are impacting people. You could be a teacher, you could be a nurse, you could be a law enforcement, you could be a paramedic, you could be a doctor, you could be a nurse, you could be a psychologist, you could be a chiropractor, massage therapist, right? Barber. List just goes on and on. I mean, without any of these jobs that people have, we will not survive at all. Like, can you imagine going to a grocery store and not having cashiers there, or those people that actually stock those goodies from the warehouse into the shelves, and put it in a systematic order, so that you can go find it. Think about that. Or people that are stacking fresh fruits and veggies, right? They're always bringing it from the back, right? From there. So that's all. It's all service. And I started realizing all this stuff during my awareness, because the whole part of your awakening is being aware. And once I started, just being aware of it, I started actually having conversations with these guys, and I give them a smile. I make a joke with them, because again, at the end of the day, especially cashiers, they get a brunt from all sorts of people, and some people are very nasty, some people are very nice. So sometimes when I'm there, and I'll just crack a joke or something to them, make them laugh. And so you may want to do all that sort of thing, because it's a hard job, it's not easy. And I mean, if you are one, you'll know what I'm talking about, because it's not that easy. And even in the food industry, right? It doesn't matter. The list goes on and on. And I want to say that that's all part of light work, because you're providing a service to the world in some way. Some people are doing volunteer work, right? Some people are donating very frequently. Now, whereas that's all going to a good cause somewhere, right? You're doing something for the society in some way. So all these changes that people are just doing on their own, those are all part of it. If you're working for the elderly, right, you're taking care of them. You also bring light and joy to their lives, because the reason why the elderlies are in those kind of care facilities, because their family is too busy trying to make an income to live their life. And the type of facility, like for those that are in those kind of care facilities that work, that those guys need to get their medications done, given on time, the right type of food, because they all have different kind of food as per their diet. It's very, very systematic. And they have to have clean beds, they need to be cleansed however way. And they provide activities for them. It's just 24/7. It's like a baby, right? You're looking after them 24/7. So and for people that are working full time, trying to do all that stuff, they don't have the time that they would be able to give 24/7 care facility like those kind of facilities. So I'm just saying that even those guys that are providing those kind of services, making sure that they are safe and kept well, these are all light work. And that's why I say it's many, many levels to it. And I just broke it down because a lot of you didn't realize it, how you are healing the community. And this is a little bit of it is healing work, because if you are providing a service and somebody is actually appreciating it and feeling good about it at the end, then that's what it is. So and it took me 3 years to really completely understand the whole concept of it. So and I don't want to say that that's just twin flames, because that doesn't make sense. Light workers are anybody that is aware of what they're doing, right? Some of them are, not all twin flames are, not all spiritual people are twin flames, because there's so many people that are not in the journey. It's different soul contract, it doesn't matter. So all that stuff plays in there. And I just want to make sure that you all understand that in a deeper way, that if you are healers, figure out how you're healing the world, the community. If you're doing volunteer work, then you are doing some sort of service, right? And there are a lot of twin flames that don't do any of that. So are they light workers? No, they're not. So you have to really look at your own situation, see what it is. And a lot of twin flames are also very, very toxic, right? Because they're wounded so heavily that they cannot differentiate from their wounding to their to be able to make a difference in any sort of life, any kind of difference to the world or people around them. So I want to say that you just have to kind of look at your own situation, what they are, because I'm just giving it in a very general way. So it's not pointing fingers to anybody. You just kind of take all that in, however way that it resonates to you, and apply it. But I want to say that in a way, healing work starts from there, is from your day-to-day living and how you're impacting everybody. At the end of the day, it's how you're impacting people with your positivity, with your high vibe, with your day-to-day living, and whatever have you. So some people are more out there, like I am, like on YouTube and on my public platforms, changing lives as I go along. It's many things. Though I was an essential worker for the entire pandemic, and I wasn't really dealing with the public, because I don't deal with the public. It's a different kind of job. I do provide a service, but it's just very, very different kind of service that I provide, though I'm essential, or I was, and still am. But yeah, like through that work, I won't say that I am making a difference in a very different way. I make a difference, but it's not the one that I want to go into. I want to say that this is more what I'm doing here is what I am making a bigger impact here in this line of work, the light worker work in this line, right? And I want to also say that when you are enjoying what you are doing, then that's coming from your soul. And I do enjoy this aspect, being what, on my light work, what I'm doing. I do enjoy it. And when you actually are genuine about enjoying what you are actually enjoying, then it shows through your work as well, if this makes sense. So and some people are very, very passionate with what they do, so keep that in mind as well, and be very, very proud of yourself, because you, at least you're not stealing, because that's, you're making an honest income, whether you're brushing toilets or you're actually a lawyer somewhere. It doesn't matter. It's, no job is any less than the other, because every job is important in order for other people to enjoy whatever it is, right? And yeah, it's just know all that information. I just wanted to bring that up, because a lot of times, you don't feel that you're providing enough, and you are. I also want to add that for those that are looking to do any kind of bigger impact in some way, you can definitely allow that energy to just come in. Could be anything. Sometimes people want to do more than what they're doing, and there's nothing wrong with that as well, because it's your calling. And I want to say, and everybody will agree watching this, that if your calling is very, very high, if you've got a higher calling, your soul, your higher self will really, really bug you until you actually do it. So there's no escaping it. And I found that through my own mission work, because there were a lot of times when I wasn't prepared to do what I was supposed to be doing, because if you're not doing this, if you're not used to what you're doing, in my case, I had to gain confidence in the spiritual community, just in my own spiritualism, to understand what I'm supposed to be doing. And sometimes you're not ready, is what I'm trying to say. And if you're not ready, you guides will not force it to you. I just want to say that as well. But just know that you will you'll get through it, right? There's so many ways. I mean, some people go and do volunteer work at temples and churches and stuff like that. All that stuff is all very humble kind of services. So if you're doing all those kind of things, I want to say, just be proud of it. And if, for those that are watching, you can even make those comments in the description, whatever you are, what you are doing. I would love to actually know, because I always bring those kind of posts up, even in the group, what everybody's doing with their light work, mission. And mission can be something spiritual, it can be something less spiritual, it doesn't matter. If you're providing a service where you're changing lives, you are doing it. You are it. So let me know what you guys are doing, because and I also, just from people reading your comments will know that, okay, they for future, for those that are new into this game, they will also realize that they're not as lost as it should be. It shouldn't be that complicated. And I know that a lot of times there is so much hype over light workers and twin flames, and twin flames doing light work. look around you. There's a lot of people that are doing light work, and they're making the world a better place. It's not just exclusively to twin flames. That's I don't know who's saying any of that stuff, but I know that when I started the journey, this was definitely what I was hearing, and I want to say that coming from that 3 years later, 3.5 years later, I want to say that it's light work is more than just twin flames, and you know, it is what you contribute to the world. So this was my little pep talk. I hope that you guys took many insights from this, and you got some clarity, because I know that I just gave you some jobs here that, you know, during that that time of the video, but there's probably more. I don't doubt it. So that's why I want you guys to list it in your comments, in my comments, and yeah, just tell me what you guys do and how you're contributing to the world, because you should be very, very proud of yourself. It's yeah, it's called light work, and the whole point is that you are making that difference. So that's what it is. With that, this was Twin Flame Union. Until next time, the next topic.